guys, welcome to today's Captain's Vlog. It's 11:50 hours.
Half-past the monkey's ass.
Fuck, it's Sunday. Today.
February 12th.
Okay, it's Sunday, February 12th, and we got a thing. We have a light. It mounts on this tripod. Well, that's not a tripod. That's a base.
That is a turret.
It mounts on this turret, and it's a fuck-off big light is what it is. And here's what we got.
I'm pretty sure plenty of old school theater guys who have gone, I've used these!
This is what I want to do. I want to run this on 120 volts at not more than 15 amps. So we need a bulb. Bonus if it's an LED bulb. But I want to make an LED spotlight bazooka. This is a photon bazooka.
Yep.
So,
I can't imagine the LED that would be able to originally pump out the power that the Xeon currently can.
no, you have a lot of LEDs is what you do.
In the fire truck. It's not outdoor. This is not an outdoor toy at all. This is
an indoor toy.
Look at how much rust it's got on it from being indoors.
Oh, it's getting a paint job. Batman, that's for people's hands being there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's getting a paint job.
If you were using
this,
no. We gotta find old ass green or gray or whatever because we want to keep it that vintage.
We need to give it some red lead. That's what it needs.
Yeah, no, you can't touch this with a bare hand when it's running. You have to fucking be wearing welding gloves.
No, we're gonna paint it up sexy like. So the votes are in on the robot. It is going white. Google.
So then what we do is we do
asbestos wrapped wire.
We do
vintage.
We do some we do some Xbox Connect and projector mojo, so you can project colors down onto the robot. So when you're doing a demo, you can be like, "This is Axis
projector
1,
map
this
it.
Highlight or projector."
No, when I paint it, it'll have markings on it. Say this is Axis 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's gonna be
vinyl.
Yeah, there's gonna be some. I gotta do the vinyl on the car too. Also, Eakin's here. What are you doing?
We're firing up the original blacksmithing forge. I learned how to make knives in this thing when I was 12, 13, so 20 years ago is when I originally got this.
Where'd you get it?
It was made, I worked with a friend of mine named John Meyer, who owned Meyer Blades. Okay. And that's the person I apprenticed under 20 years ago. When they got out, they decided to give me the shop forge. This is the backpacking forge. We would take this, the smallest amble we owned, and went to Renaissance festivals, set up under a little tarp, and we'd make knives and sell knives. And that
is so cool.
So, and then we have a pair of black pipe Venturi burners for it. And
these go here?
Yeah, they go in here, and then so you get a flame that rolls inside. Okay. And then the material sits on the bottom. Because a really neat thing happens, because it's sucking cold air into the system, you'll actually see black dots right where these are pointed, because the spots that these put in there are colder than the rest of the forge. And so we had to, this has all been, you can see it's been hacked a couple of times. We had to rotate it because originally these were pointed directly at the work pieces, and we were putting cold spots on the work. Oh. And so when you forged it, you'd have easy to move, hard to move, easy to move metal, and it got to be a pain in the ass. So this thing's been hacked apart and re-put together so many times, I don't even. It's part of the reason I don't mind bringing it up here and letting you guys play with it, because.
Well, this is all him. This is all Taylor.
One at the house now, so.
Okay. What's the liner made of?
That is a refractory material that's rated up to 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. And then it used to have ITC 100 painted on the inside of it, but we put so much salt and borax and flux materials in there. I don't know what might be in there or not in there anymore. And then you can see there's actually this white material here is a ceramic fiber material called kale wool. It helps, and there's a thin lining of it here, and then about an inch of this material here. About 3-4 hours into runtime, it becomes unsafe to touch it because the heat transmits out. So if you run it for more than a couple hours, you got to let it cool for a couple hours because that material.
You just hit it with a hose. Be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just hose it right off.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Sure.
That
I built it so I can fix it when you blow it up.
That would cause everything in there to just shatter, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it'd blow the doors out and pieces would come out either end.
That'd be fun to do eventually.
I've seen it done on a large scale once, and it was really neat. A million years ago, you'll appreciate this, my brilliant brother and the dude he was working for, who may or may not have been just a professional meth head that did scrap as a hobby, somewhere, somehow, they got this giant diesel underground storage tank, and they hauled it home. They hauled it to the lab. This is back on Ionia Street.
Okay.
So this tank's about, well, you've seen our big trailer?
Yeah.
They had a trailer about that size. Yeah. This was hanging about 6 foot off one end, completely filled. So this thing's like 10 foot in diameter and like 15 feet long.
Yeah.
That's all diamond plate steel. Well, it's empty. Cars, it's empty. Overlooking the fact that an empty fucking 10,000 gallon diesel tank still has like 5 gallons in the bottom, no matter how empty it gets. Yeah, so Dumb and Dumber go at this thing with fucking cutting torches.
Yep.
Promptly light it on fire. Yeah. So they're like, all right, no problem, no problem. It's just steel. It's steel. It's okay. So they cut on the end of it a smiley face, and they make a 10-foot fucking jack-o'-lantern out of this thing. It's sitting on a tray. It's broad daylight, middle of the afternoon, beautiful sunny day. This thing's got roaring flames coming out of it. So after about like, I don't know, not even like 5 minutes, the fire is not pouring out anymore.
Right.
But it's still burning pretty good inside.
Yeah.
This goes on for a while.
Yeah. Diesel burns slowly.
Yeah. So they're thinking, oh, well, the fire, it'll be out in like 10 minutes. It'll be fine. No. Like 3 hours later, it's still red. It's still burning. It's doing a thing. And by now, the whole tank is like, it's not red, but it's red.
It's that nice glow.
It's that subtle.
If the lights were out.
Yeah, if it was dark, you'd have seen it. Yeah. So, being the geniuses that they are, they're like, we'll put the fire out. Get the hose.
Oh.
Garden hose.
Oh.
This is a good idea. This is the best idea ever. So, they hit it with a garden hose.
Did it shrink?
No, but you could see the cloud for like fucking 78th Street. You could see the cloud because we just, whoa! They hit this thing with a hose and it just went instantly to steam.
We had a tank that we turned into a big roaster. It was like a 1,000-gallon fuel oil tank.
Yeah.
And we're sitting out in the front driveway of the house. We're 100 feet from the house, and we're at the point now where we've run solvents through it. We've tried to clean it, and Dad's standing there with the cutting torch, and he's, well, there's nothing for it, and he just starts to make a cut, and a half an inch into the cut, it burps. It does like, there's a little flame coming out of the original fill hole on it and stuff. And we just went inside and had dinner and came back out. It was finally burned out. Finished the cut, made a big roaster, and
clean too.
Right? Yeah,
oh, it was ready to go.
Wonderfully clean inside. Purged it with flame. So, thankfully, never in my life have seen anything with this forge go burp. The only thing that
well, it's hard. I mean, you got big, wide open ends.
There's plenty of space. The only thing I've ever seen this thing do, because we're using Venturis to run the system, I've seen this forge with a weather front come in, and like the flame will start to burp.
Just from the air pressure change?
Yeah, from the air pressure change. And then you just got to tweak the amount of pressure of propane going back into it, and then the Venturi reestablishes and she burns stable again.
Oh, cool.
So you gotta constantly chase it. But it's pretty simple. We later upgraded actually. We're just using flip valves. We later upgraded to a system where we had the regulator and gauges built right in line with the burner. I don't have the full burner body for this, but pretty cool system. Instead of pinching the nozzle in the system, we would bring the tip in through the back, and we cut slots to let the air in, and then this acts like a clamp, and so you could pull the assembly out, change the tips real fast, and then reassemble it. You had slides on the slots for the air, so you could control the amount of air coming into it. You could control the amount of gas going.
The question I have is, if you're getting to that level, why not just spend $50 and fucking buy one?
The cheapest one I've found is from a company called T-Rex, about this size of a body. for $150. It's actually.
But if you're doing this level of serious stuff, isn't that worth it?
Well, so the black parts, all these parts here, it's less than $20 worth of materials.
Okay.
You get to build it just the way you want it.
And that's great for the home gamer dude, but when you're doing this for serious, which you're at a level where you are,
I would personally.
I mean, think of how much money you have in all your tools.
Right. And the next one I build, I'm just buying T-Rexes because he lathes the parts and they're fitted and welded together as opposed to threaded and slotted.
Yeah.
And so it's just so much cleaner, and they're painted with high temperature paint, and they're just clean. They're nice and easy to use.
And it looks like a proper forge setup and not like something that some dude's gonna try and blow up a high school with.
Yeah, there is that stigma with these.
Because you got one thing here, it looks like some manner of fucked up hookah or pipe bomb, and then this thing looks like something that fell off my old truck.
Yeah. Well, that's the classic blacksmithy for you.
Yeah.
You make it till it works, and then you make it nicer if you can. And that's
when you get around to it.
When you get around to it. The reason we built this system is because the 3/4 inch burners weren't sufficient to melt magnesium bronze. We needed more heat, and so we had to build larger diameter burners. So you're limited by two aspects. You have the main body, which is this 3/4 inch black pipe. The inside diameter of that is sized to the orifice of this tip here, and this is just a MIG welder tip for like, this is a wire.
What size orifice is that?
0.025, I think, or 0.035. I can't remember. It's been too long.
Is it critical?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is 0.035. This is 0.045. Or yeah, 0.045 because we were running a 1-inch body on this, and so we needed more air. We needed more gas because we needed a higher critical temperature inside the forge. And so this was built into like maybe a 1.5 inch body. These are the originals. So
you think you got enough on there? How many times you go around that?
It's propane.
How many times you go around that?
It's propane.
Yeah.
I got a tip for you.
Yeah.
You want to know something?
More isn't always better.
So, you see that tapered surface right there?
You don't wrap.
You don't wrap tapered surface. These are compression fittings.
You gotta tape.
I think it needs more tape. Maybe some electrical tape as well.
If it's a flat like this, you see how it's got like a flat body? That's when you tape it.
I've actually found putting tape on compression fittings makes them leak, because you can't tighten it up to the surface.
I think it needs more tape.
You don't have to tape this part because this compression is what actually goes into the tank, right? So that's what makes the seal. So
needs more tape.
I was just gonna watch you keep wrapping and just be like,
I was amused by the wrapping process. I'm good with it.
And then you got to add some pipe dope on there.
No, you don't put pipe dope on compression.
Totally need pipe dope. And if you want them to get really good, you get some emery cloth and you polish these up real nice.
Mr. Bidwell!
You just polish maybe on the wire wheel. Polish them up. Good shit. Eakin, zip your fucking boots up.
Never.
What is this shit? You're freaking me out with that.
It's a look, man.
It's a look?
Somebody suggested there was blacksmithing at the Geek Group, therefore I threw on my gym pants and threw my boots on so I could go out to the shop.
You are quite the fashion plate.
You would be so proud of me. I got to play blacksmith on an anvil with a hammer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do that today.
Cool.
The problem is he was doing this with hedgehogs. He got him in shape he wanted, though. So let's see what Mr. Minkus is doing. What you making?
Butcher blocks.
Yeah? For what?
My wife.
It's got a bit of a little nick there.
It's not gonna matter.
I'd buff right out.
It's not gonna matter.
Okay. Butcher blocks for your wife? Is this the secret?
No.
Okay. Because I was like, Valentine's Day's coming up. It might be a present. Okay.
No secret.
Okay. We're gonna do boat motor today.
I'm doing this today.
Okay. It's butcher. Where'd you get that? Because that piece right there, it's a hell of a lot like the workbench.
Where do you want to look?
Dr. Batman! Batman! What? This pizza butcher block he's carving up over here looks a hell of a lot like the workbench that used to be over there.
Yeah, you said I could get rid of the workbench.
Okay.
You allowed me to trash it.
You're right. And you've got the steel frame for scrap. Because that's worth 20 cents.
Hey, 20 cents more.
Give it to him. He wants to beat on metal. So what do you got going on, sir?
Going to see Sweeney Todd live at the Armstrong Theater at GVSU with my eldest daughter.
This is happening today?
This is happening. I depart in about 25 minutes.
Didn't you just go to a... Take that. Didn't you just go to a...
My hands
thing?
got coffee on it. You don't want me touching your camera. It kind of erupted.
Okay. Didn't you just go to a thing with her yesterday?
Yes, I just went to a thing with her. I'm here this weekend to be there. My hands are semi...
Another hand.
Yes.
Only you had an auxiliary hand.
Well, it was
He
holding...
can teach you how to have an auxiliary hand and how to get its maximum potential and sculpt it into the perfect shape of an auxiliary hand.
Yes, and I had them fill the glass with ice just for you because you said you liked ice.
I like ice.
Okay, it's fine, it's
Fill it
fine.
with water anyway, so it's not like it's gonna water it down.
Well,
It's
that's like special high-value water.
That's just because that's all they sell there. You can do it with tap water. This city of Grand Rapids. We have the finest tap water on earth.
Okay.
This is the first city in the world to fluoridate its water supply.
Really?
Yes, Grand Rapids is a massive innovator in civil infrastructure.
Okay.
It's amazing what we have done with tap water. And Grand Rapids tap water is the finest in the world, which is awesome because I had to live in Kalamazoo. I did 10 years in Kalamazoo, where
explains a lot.
the tap water there, if you couldn't get a fork to stand up in it, it wasn't ready yet. And just coming back
You're going to
Grand
make the
Rapids,
picture all bouncy
it's
because
so
I'm
much
laughing
better.
over here.
City of Kalamazoo tap water is like, people from Flint go to Kalamazoo and go, this shit's fucked up, man. So it's bad. It's that bad. Because the city of Kalamazoo gets their water from a well.
Okay.
The city of Grand Rapids tap water comes from the lake.
Right.
And the cool thing about that is, you drive out to see your daughter every 5 minutes. You go out to see your daughter because she's not a functional adult. And she lives at Grand Valley State University, which is on Lake Michigan Drive.
Right.
You know why they call it Lake Michigan Drive? Because that's what's under it.
How big is the main?
Big!
Define
and there's
big.
two of them, like big, like this big, like you can stand up and walk down.
You've heard what Detroit is serviced by.
Well, Zug Island, I don't know.
No. Water comes from Lake Huron, north of Port Huron.
Okay.
They put an 18-foot diameter main running all the way down.
For the city of Detroit.
Yep, you can run a dump truck through it.
Okay, that's badass.
Yes, it is.
No, we have two big pipes that come right under Lake Michigan Drive.
All right.
And if you ever want to like have a thrilling afternoon sometime.
Actually, I think I saw one of the pump stations. They got one that looks
Yeah, there's one just past Grand Valley.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes.
That's pump station 2. If you stay on Lake Michigan Drive, it's a straight shot.
Yes.
All the way to the lake. If you go all the way to the lake, which is in Ottawa County, not Kent, which is in Grand Haven, not Grand Rapids. In fact, there's 5 towns between here and there.
Yeah.
At the end of Lake Michigan Drive, it tees. And straight ahead is the intake, and just on your left is the City of Grand Rapids water treatment plant. Like it says right there, City of Grand Rapids water treatment plant. And it's just kind of cool. You drive way the hell out there, and there's the yellow logo with the Calder and all that. It's like, what the fuck? And yeah, that's how I learned about all that.
Nice.
Now you know.
Now I know.
We're teaching. I'm gonna do my thing now. We'll be back. Oh, this is perfect. This is one of the danger ones. This is just a straight pipe. Modern ones have little vents on the side. All right. So I'm gonna really dumb this down, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate from the internet, but I'm gonna really make this simple. Okay. If you have a pipe and you're shooting air out the end, this air's under pressure. Once you hit this point, the pressure starts to drop. Air pushes that way, right? Okay. So, and you can. This is practical knowledge to use at home. If you have a room full of smoke, or if it's a hot day, or if you need to get the air out of a room for some reason, you can change the air in a room. If you have the door and you put the fan right here in the middle of the door and go like that, you will move, say, 10 cubic feet of air a minute. Okay, I'm picking round numbers. If you move the fan back here and turn the fan on, you'll move 10 times more air. Because what you're doing is this here is pushing air ahead of it, and it's sucking air in on the sides. Because this air is moved out of the way, so this air has to come in to make up flow.
Right.
By moving the air fast, you've created a low pressure area on either side. Okay. that basic concept applies in a lot of different ways. So something you can do is have a pipe, and if you put a neck in that pipe, at that point in the neck, the pressure is actually lower. You'd think it'd be higher, but it goes the other way. Where the neck is, the speed goes up, the air is moving faster, but the pressure drops. Yeah, the pressure drops. So because of this, if you have a tube, and you have a neck in the middle of the tube, and you put a hole in the side, you can suck things in there. Like on a car engine, this is how a carburetor works. In fact, the guy who invented this, like the guy who invented the carburetor, got the idea from seeing the little perfume atomizers. Because what they needed to do was mix gasoline and air. But the only way that works, like you can run a car engine, it will work if you just get rid of the carburetor and pour gasoline in the top of the engine. If you do it at the right rate, it will work, but it sucks. So this dude came up with a really cool system of how to perfectly mix and make it adjustable to mix the gasoline into a fine mist like a perfume atomizer with air, because a gasoline engine actually runs on air. You just need gas to kick it over the next time. The guy who did that, you've heard of him. Okay, like started, it's Daimler and Benz, I think, did that. It's one of those two guys. Somebody can correct me in the blog. You guys will know the details. But he ended up naming the whole first thing after his daughter. You may have heard of her. Her name was Mercedes. And that's the most practical application for a Venturi that everybody knows. It's used in a million other things, though. We have, I wish I could, it's down in robotics somewhere, but we have this little black box that is fucking amazing. It's a vacuum pump that runs on compressed air. You put high pressure air into it, and it creates a substantial vacuum. And the reason people, and they cost a fortune, and the reason people use these is they never wear out. It has no moving parts. It's just a Venturi. It's a very highly engineered bit of magic Venturi, but that's all it is. And Sam can tell you all about it. He gave me a really cool lesson on it. But it boils down to this. Hold your fingers up. Now what's happening? Other than your fingertips are numb.
The friction, the heating up.
No, it's not friction. It's not heating up. It's probably actually getting cold doing that. But when you push your finger together just lightly, okay, the air comes through, and like if you hold your fingers a little bit apart and do that, when this pushes the air out of the way, your fingers slam together, and then now it's closed and it gets pressure behind it, so they blow apart. So now they're apart. You've created a low pressure area, and your fingers slam together, and it's like, and you get a vibration. That.
That's how you get it.
That's what my farts sound like. His farts don't sound like that. No, he did enough time in prison that he farts. It just sounds like somebody playing a jug. It's like, so that's the real basics of a Venturi. If he would quit using the shop vac and have a ton of sawdust all over the place, I would have an excellent way to demonstrate a Venturi. But yeah, I'm not doing it in there. We do! Find one right now. I tried and was like, we got like 5 of them. Sam knows where they are. You crushed a bucket with a Venturi pump? Yeah. The black one, the vacuum, the brick looking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to show him. And yeah, so that's what a Venturi does. A Venturi is a neck, it's an hourglass shape in a thing, kind of. You'll see these in a lot of places. Rocket engines are a Venturi. Same principle. But yeah, that's a basic thing. What else do you want to know?
That's it. Well, the other half of the burner works. I'm probably going to get yelled at, but I believe the other half of the burner works as an afterburner, like physics behind an afterburner.
Well, it's not an afterburner because you're not adding any more fuel.
No,
if there's a second fuel injection, then you've got an afterburner.
Right.
But his thing works on a Venturi because propane that you're using. I don't know the math on propane, but we're going to use methane, natural gas, because it's close. With natural gas, if we fill this entire room with natural gas, displace all of the air, just completely fill it with natural gas, we could stand here right now and try to light a cigarette and be perfectly fine. It won't. Your lighter won't even work. Okay. If you fill this room with like 50% Natural gas still won't work. Natural gas will only burn between, give or take, depending on pressure and humidity and all kinds of shit, about 5% to air. So you need 95% air and about 5% natural gas, up to about 14%. And the numbers you always hear are like 7 to 14 or 5 to 15, but it's that area, give or take. What you're doing there is, if you look at a system through physics eyes, you'll see big pipe, lots of air, but you have to pump that air. You have to get that air moving, because the more air you get, the better it's going to work. Because the more air you get in, the more fuel you can get in. Now, the air is just at standard atmospheric pressure, but the propane is pressurized.
So the higher the pressure from the propane coming out of the nozzle,
the more propane pushes it through, and it sucks in more air, and it's charging it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a theoretical limit around 5 psi. If you turn it up past 5 psi at the regulator, you won't actually see an appreciable gain in the forge because you can't physically pull enough oxygen in. The number you're looking for is 4.55 moles of oxygen to 1 mole of propane. Is a perfect.
You know he's got moles because there's holes in the side of his burner.
So
where the moles get in.
That's the perfect.
If you have a balance of moles, then you scare those moles. Molasses.
So the question, the thing about these burners is the fire is not burning right at the orifice because we have a low pressure zone where the gas, the oxygen, and the rest of whatever's in air is getting pulled in with the propane being jetted down the tube, right? The same thing he was showing.
Teaching aid, show him.
I'm not going anywhere near your fire.
No, like, okay. The hole is down in there.
Right.
A little orifice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then these are the air intakes.
Air intakes.
Okay.
Right.
So you'll see the fire doesn't start until above the lighter, and then you'll notice, and
Right.
you've seen this a million times, the fire changes color as you get down.
Yep.
He's going to teach you what those colors mean, but there's a lot of shit going on, and the little teardrop up at the middle, that arch right there, that's an important spot. He's going to teach you all about it.
So what happens there is the butane pushes the oxygen from the vents up. And that's
It more,
Yes.
I would say it more pulls the oxygen along. But
Yeah, because it's shooting out of the way. Remember how your fingers sucked in?
Yeah.
Same thing, it's sucking air.
and then you have a smaller opening. So the body inside where the nozzle is in this lighter is large, and then you have a smaller opening at the top of the lighter, and then you have a large opening at the top. The fire burns stably in this new low pressure zone because we've gone from large to small, right where the jet is, and then we're going large again. The fire wants to burn stably up in that nozzle, and that's the reason there's an extra piece of pipe on the end of the body of those burners. Okay, so we're actually ready to do a bench test, I think.
Oh, apropos of escargot, you guys, being nerds, have any of you ever heard of a television show called QI? I think it's a British game show.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I have received notice that we were featured on it, like, just in the past 24 hours. So if you find out anything about this, let me know. Any commenters, because I know we have some Brits out there, teach me about this. Apparently we're featured on there. I'd like to see it. So, yeah. All right, you two try. Okay, I'd like to point out it's 12:20 hours. He still has full eyebrows at this moment. Okay, you two try not to. Okay, first degree is fine. Second degree is okay. Third degree is bad, and fourth degree is right out. Okay, because I'm the guy that has to do the triage on it. First degree burns totally okay. You can do that all day.
There, I got burn cream.
Oh, I got burn cream. Shit, fine. All right,
We're rolls now. We're fine.
Yeah.
You figure that is what happens when you grab a hot exhaust.
Yeah. This will be a little bit hotter.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go wire a boat motor.
And I'm gonna go push flame outside and do a bench
Yeah,
test.
outdoor toys.
Outdoor
And
toys.
don't use the big door whenever you can avoid it. Use the little door. Okay. Use the big door, get that contraption outside, but you're going to be in and out 50 times. Use the little door, because every time you open that, it costs me $15 to bring the heat back up.
Yeah, I get it.
Ooh, God. There's goop on my shaft. There's white goop and black goop.
You should see about a doctor about that. Yes.
There's goop on my shaft. We'll be back.
Yeah, a starter big stud.
there somewhere.
We'll end up doing hammering outside.
Yeah.
And then that goes there.
I'm fighting the battle of I've got him over there doing that. I've got to be far enough back to get the shot, but close enough in to get the audio.
Cool.
We can yell at him to go do that in the fucking wood shop.
See if he can. See if he can do it without totally just ruining his day.
I need a. Do we have a step stool?
How big is step stool? You need to be up like 10 inches?
Just a step or two. I need to be able to reach.
Grab one of those rims over there. There's a set of car wheels over there. Yeah, that'd work. I'd be happy to sell them to you, and you can powder coat them and sell them. They won't fit the trailer. It's got to be the right diameter of 5-pin.
Just put really small wheels on it.
What's like the I-beam?
No, like the distance on the whole on the yeah.
Low pro speed trailer.
The lug pattern's a little different.
What's the I-beam for?
What I-beam?
That's
not an I-beam.
That's not an I-beam. That's a rail.
Rail, yeah.
It's train rail.
Oh, that's what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I want to know where it's from, because I want to know if it's from our mill.
Came from a railroad.
Yeah, but it should be stamped where it came from.
It's on the side.
It's Illinois steel.
Oh, Illinois steel? Okay.
We drug it out of the river, so you know.
Yeah, it's Illinois steel. We had some really.
You work in a rolling mill?
I work for Steel Dynamics.
Okay.
Then I actually work in their IT department.
Oh, cool.
This one's unplugged.
I want your junk.
Except for that, I work for the OmniSource division, which we're recycling, so we recycle all of our junk.
Yeah, I don't want you to recycle all your junk. I want some of your junk. I don't want all your junk. I just want some of it. I want your dead hard drives.
You want all the hard drives?
Just dead ones.
Okay.
It's just sitting there unplugged.
I got a stack of about a dozen on my desk right now.
I need about 250,000 of them.
That's a lot.
I need a lot of hard drives. We're doing something awesome with them, and you want to help.
Okay.
Right. So something somewhere.
We're gonna do. You know how dudes do like demonstrations with dominoes? They stack up a bajillion dominoes and knock them all over. We're doing it with hard drives. Because, fuck yeah.
Did any paperwork come with this harness?
No. Well, yeah. Yeah, paperwork came with it.
Any diagram?
That.
Oh, hey.
Hey, fuck yeah.
Gear loop bottle wiring. The bottle.
There's stuff on the other side too.
The recycled paper. Now it's still talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't really show where it goes.
Damn it. So we have an AWOL wire that was already unplugged from the
Yeah,
sun.
right here there's an AWOL wire. And they just go on studs, like that one.
Well, I can get you diagrams.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because I already have a few that are not connected, so I'm just putting not connected or NC for the ones that are.
All right, I'm gonna get you some diagrams. I'm gonna send them to your phone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll be back.
Because it's under that, it looks like.
All right. So here, I'll put it on the thing.
It's right on top of the bell cover.
Here, let's show them where. And I know a guy who can totally find out where the hell that goes. He's the guy who just sent me the diagrams, which I just sent to Batman and told him to print out. Show him where the part goes. So it's that switch, it goes right there. We need a new one.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Oh, hold on.
What?
We have a new one.
Oh my god. Well, clean it up. Well, that one looks a little different, but it might work. See if it works.
Yeah, it's just gonna have to be fixed.
All right, well, that one's pretty grody. I mean, I'm sure we can get a new one for like $10, but let's put whichever is the better of the two on it for now.
I would say this is probably the better looking at that now.
All right, cool.
Yep.
I'm sure it's just a micro switch. I'm sure we can get one somewhere $10, so cool. Oh, that's quality. That's
perfectly.
That's legit.
It's called redneck ingenuity at its finest.
That's beautiful.
Is there any cutters here? Snippers? Yeah, right there. Zip tie. This is another quality fix.
Is it actually holding something, or?
Yeah, it's holding that whole harness in place. I'm guessing there's going to need the agrometers up in here. All right, the starter needs to be unplugged. And where's this? Oh, right here. Get a picture of that, Russ, so we know that stud.
Oh, I did. I got the whole thing.
You can see the stud? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is ready because I got this picture. What's this? Oh, there's another harness down here somewhere.
I just put.
Alright, just the starter stuff. And just we're going to need to label that left and right. Yep.
Is that going to be big enough?
What do you think this is, Chris?
What?
Right here.
Where? I don't know, his head's in the way. What do you got?
What do you think we could call that black little thingy? It looks like almost...
That's an oil pressure sensor.
Is it?
Yeah.
You can't see how low it is. It's throwing me off here.
I would call that an oil pressure sensor.
I'm going to need a bigger socket.
You had the other big...
I have the big one.
Hey, Tim! I need this hose. Please send me a link. This hose here. And I need the gasket that goes on the bottom of this. I might just have to replace the whole thing. I don't know, but I need.
You got them?
I don't have the joining gasket, and that leaks gas all around it there. What was the stud we need? What was that bolt?
I put the bolt in the little red
starter.
Yeah, this is what we found in the back of the starter instead of a stud. It's a bolt.
A bolt.
I feel good about that.
Hey, when does that kit get here, Chris?
What kit?
The new eyelets and shit.
Any day?
You know what I just bought a kit for? I just bought a hose clamp.
Yeah, we got one of those. We got like heat shrink, eyelets, screws, everything for both of them.
As I do work on boats, I buy stock stuff that becomes lab stock. It's a thing.
Alright, where's the boot?
I gave it to you.
I got it right here.
You want to put that on first?
Yeah. It's overrated.
It's normally easier that way, yeah. Again, that forethought.
Unfold. If I had real forethought.
Hey, it's actually got a number on it. Did you take
Yeah, I know. I got a picture of it. That's one of the big functions of the blog is notes. And I got a buddy who is Tim the Boat God, and he can find. He's the dude who found this thing in like a minute and a half.
Apparently Larry hates him just because he was so awesome.
Yeah, so awesome.
Hey, man, you can't compete with Tim the Boat God.
Apparently not. The problem is, he probably knows how to use the internet. Casey? I don't think so. Casey probably as old as all of us here.
Probably.
Tell you, that internet thing, man, it's catching on. They got it on computers now.
Have it on computers?
Yeah,
They have it on phones now, too.
Old man Sal looking.
Hey, Batman, carburetor, gas spilled all over the place. You sure you want to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
Go ahead.
Because I know you won't do anything to Chris's car.
You keep thinking that. He's the guy that put the dent in my car. He's the guy that put the dent in my other car.
What dent? I didn't put any dents in the Del Sol.
Yeah, you did. You hit the Del Sol.
I didn't put a dent in it though. I just popped
No,
the
you
bumper,
fucked up
and then
the
I put
bumper,
the bumper back on.
which is still not attached.
Because she
Still
fucked
not
it.
attached.
I had reattached it. It was glorious.
Russ, if you would have left, you would have missed this. The other one did have two of those, right?
Two of what?
The little push things? Okay, so before we go any further, did you want to shrink wrap all these wires?
They're not shrink fit?
I mean, they're covered with just the plastic.
Is that
But you had
is
said
that
you
shrink
wanted
fit?
to do something
That's
more.
shrink fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you wanted to do more.
No, it's already it's marine rated. It's shrink fit.
Okay.
That's good.
Alright, so now I'm figuring this all out.
Put a grommet there. That we've probably got a grommet in stock that'll fit that. I don't know what. There's holes for mounting something. Tim, what the hell goes here? What's
That's where
this
all
for?
the wiring goes through.
Okay, we can put a grommet there. We've got grommet stuff in stock.
I don't have a very big grommet. Like maybe I should go look. But
Take a
Do
look.
that before I feed anything through.
All right.
All the rest of this wiring pretty much goes. Except see if we can melt Chris's camera here.
we don't worry about that anymore. Yep. Yeah, so those don't need to be connected because we don't have the old bottle style.
Which again, then that's also why that does not.
Right. Okay, so we do
I
have
feel
some
better.
extra dongles.
Your
for the
transmission
older
bell
style.
housing is hooked up again.
Huh?
Your transmission bell housing is completely hooked up again.
It wasn't?
No, I had to take it, the bolts bolt to it.
Oh.
The grounds.
Oh.
Should I leave the tape on there not connected just so that way we know? Don't worry about it
We'll
for right
eventually, yeah, leave it for not connected because actually put a new piece on it says for old bottle system that we don't have.
Yep.
Put exactly what it wanted to connect to.
Yep. What's the name of the connector types you're using?
For what?
Those connectors you have there. Are those
Bullet connectors.
are they stainless steel or are you worried about? Something?
This is part of the original harness.
Oh,
This is
Yeah.
an OEM harness we just
Okay.
bought for this thing, so I'm not too
okay.
worried about it.
I was just curious because I got a boat project. That
There, you wanna hand me the
somewhere
tape?
myself.
We buy
now. And wherever the Sharpie.
you can buy kits on Amazon. Very cheap.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We bought one of these kits
The
and
wiring.
one of these kits with it's got the
Do you remember the wiring nest that was in what became
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the sailboat I bought? All the wiring is done
Fairly
with
similar.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same way.
Yeah.
So,
Just dike it all out, throw it away.
yeah, I'm just
For anything like motors and that, you can get a harness for it.
yeah.
Buy the harness.
There's a recharge circuit in the little 8-horse motor
You
off
also
the
gotta
back.
make sure you get the
There's so it's got a little magneto. It's got like, I don't know, 10 gauge wire for about 10 inches.
Okay.
And it's got wire nuts down to like 14, 16 gauge wire.
Oh, that ain't stock, man.
You
Has
took
to
the
hook
took
up
the lid off.
upside
Like,
down. It would look so much better down here.
Right.
The problem is how they're ran, one shorter. So it has to go that way.
well, if it has to go that way to make it fit.
hey,
I
Bess,
mean, you could always
Can we do? I've already told him the shutdown procedure on that. Can I run you through the shutdown procedure real fast?
Yeah, better to.
Hey, get blog of that. That's a good thing for
Shut down
safety.
procedure.
Yeah.
Are we still rolling?
Yeah.
All right, we're still rolling. Let's go, Egan.
When was the last time we went on a blog adventure together?
It's been a while since the steam was coming off your head. That was pretty funny. I'll be all right. I'm wearing a sweater.
Yeah, we'll only be outside.
Rolling up my sleeves, or rolling down my sleeves.
Do you have blog running?
Yeah, I'm fucking around with shit, and Blog's just loving me right now. Oh, it has little stands and everything too. That's quite lovely.
Yeah, just pieces of conduit.
Okay.
That's all it was. Anyway, a couple of things when you're running this.
Yeah.
Right now we're only running one burner.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Right now we're only running one burner.
Okay.
We haven't quite yet figured out why the gauge on the regulator might be toast.
Okay.
So we're actually using the ball valves to regulate our gas pressure.
Okay.
And a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah,
right?
because they're ball valves.
Yeah. So the heat can come down this tube.
Okay.
And we don't want it to come down so far that it gets into this. So occasionally just turn the second burner on, even though we don't need it.
Okay.
And just listen for it. You know, that's how you know.
Yeah.
You can look down the tube and you can see the flame in the tube at the end of the nozzle, right? Anyways, for shutdown, close the valves.
Yeah.
The inside stays cherry hot, right?
Okay.
Then close off the tank.
Okay.
Make sure the tank's off. And then crack the valves to bleed the propane into the hot forge.
Right.
Burns the extra propane off. That way you're not leaving propane in the line and you're not putting propane out.
Right.
You know? And then do all your cleanup. And then a little bit of water.
Okay.
Sprinkle it on top.
To see if it's cooled yet or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once she no longer rolls boil.
Right.
Then it's safe with gloves to
pick up and
put somewhere. And then take it apart. Just roll it up, take the legs off, roll it back, take the legs off, put it on the ground.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Next time, we don't do it right in front of the big door. Because if he's got to leave, you're kind of fucked.
Oh yeah.
So next time.
You could
You could pick it up and but that, you know, burning.
Really dangerous game of hot potato.
Yeah, totally. All right, so close valves, turn off the thing, open the valves, let it burn off, let it to fucking cool.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
It's pretty straightforward. It's hot. Let it be hot, and then touch it.
Yeah, I can see the flame kicking out there.
Yeah, it's actually sounded really cool. Let me see your glove right there. So I want to show people some safety about this thing, right? Yeah. So we have some old jank welding gloves.
Those were my first welding gloves.
Right. So I'm gonna get my coat out of this because I got right there. It gets sensitive. Now watch what I can do with the welding glove.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you wear the gloves.
Yeah. All the fun. All right, cool.
I apologize if that glove is toastier than it was when you started. It is kind of cold out here.
Cool. Now I know the safety procedure. We'll be back with other things. So we can't have nice things because he broke. Focus, you.
Where's the beetle?
Focus. Focus. Doesn't want to focus. There we go. So he broke inside of that is the clip. The housing of this plug. Off of the what?
Distributor.
Off of the distributor.
Right there.
Because you went.
I didn't do nothing.
Had to go and break the distributor plug, which means now we got to get a whole new distributor because.
Well,
that's just going to keep falling out. No, we just need some silicon carne. Just glue it in.
That's what I was going to say,
just glue it back. No, because that's something if it goes wonky again.
Oh yeah.
You're going to be sitting there having someone hold the wire in while you're trying to make it back to the inland.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
you don't want that.
Yeah, if that was like a sensor, different story. But no,
This wasn't plugged into anything.
What color is it?
Gray.
Gray. Well, look on the chart. There's gray wire. Anyway, all right.
No,
we'll be back with more shit.
So you made a thing.
I made a letter opener. It's like my first try doing something with it.
Hey, I'm proud of you.
At least I made a thing.
You made a thing.
Let me do some cleanup on this. So I'll deburr it a little bit.
I'd be real careful deburring that. You start sanding on that, there won't be anything left about 10 minutes. That's neat though.
I'm
You
gonna
made a
sand it down just a
thing.
little bit, and then I'm gonna probably sand that edge down.
Okay.
Just because this did not taper the way I wanted. I've never put an edge
You
on.
made a thing. That's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
You made a thing. I'm proud of you. That's cool. Taylor made a thing.
You have fun with that one.
So, god damn, your shit stinks. So,
Most people's do.
we need an alternator. We need a distributor.
Hey, we didn't break anything except the distributor.
So here's the other disturbing. This goes into the.
Is that the piece of speaker wire?
No, it's not speaker wire.
There was a
This
piece
is
there.
real wiring that's supposed to go into this, which might be our trim.
I bet you that's where the trim sender is. That doesn't
We
exist
got-
right
we
now.
got- yeah.
Was.
Was at one point.
Trim is done with these. These are the trim.
Right.
Yeah, but
They're
there should
powered
be a
by
cylinder.
this.
Right. You
This
gotta
is
get
the cylinder.
power
There's
to
gonna-
the pump.
Well, the pump isn't here. The pump is through here.
The
probably
sender should be a
inside
circle
here.
according to this. Should be a circle.
Because you got these wires that go in here.
Get out of the hole a second. Just come completely out.
That's what she said.
Let me take a look here. There's your trim. Back there. That's your trim pump.
Okay,
circle?
so what the hell? This might be the sensor then for your trim to tell you where it's located because
Might
it
be.
goes
I like how they-
into.
Well, we'll just start. We'll
that?
figure out where it goes. What's what? I don't know. It was part of the
That's
kit.
for the old bottle system.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the brown and blue.
Rocket Man, what's up? Oh,
This
it's
one
going
is
great.
just a spare part.
It's going awesome. We're having
This
the
is
best
just
day
a
ever.
spare part in case you need a new one of the things that it plugs in where he broke it.
Yeah, I don't need another one of those. I need the thing that he broke that it plugs into. That he broke. Dude cost me a distributor. That's like $100.
Just some silicone, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Super glue. It's a good idea. They have Cubon.
Okay. Something to keep in mind. You do that on your car breaks down, you pull over on the side of the highway, you pick up your cell phone, your buddy comes, picks you up, you get a lift home.
He's the buddy who fixes it.
Yeah. You do this in a boat.
You gotta call a boat towing company. If you're not an actual member or have insurance, it was, what was it, 200?
$200.
That was because it was night. It's like,
Yeah.
it was like $100
It just
and-
no. This is not a place
with
for
a
fumble
minimum
fuckery.
of like a 2-hour charge. So
Really-
you, instead of
Could
them
bust
just
the
going
paddles
200
out.
bucks,
You really try to minimize the fumble
he doesn't
fuckery.
carry paddles on his boat.
We carry
He's a
paddles on them
genius.
now. But yeah,
paddles that are
this is
sitting
this is not a
Careful where
thing.
you step backwards or you're going to fall into the boat.
Oh, I know. I'm watching.
I love how it's got cardboard over that hole.
Well, that was for us laying.
It's because the
on-
cardboard got kicked off from the side. The cardboard was
The
over
cardboard
here.
We've been using because
Yeah.
laying on fiberglass.
Yeah. So for now, I just
Like
have
I
that
had
battery cable there, just so you know where it runs to.
All right, yeah.
Because there's a ground there too.
So at this point, it should start.
Should, except we don't have a distributor plug. I mean, if you can shove it in there.
I mean, we could shove it
yeah,
in
we
and see
can
if
get
it'll
it to
start.
work.
We do have one other slight problem.
What's that?
There's no fuel in it.
No, there's not. We don't have.
We don't. If we just want to hear it run for a
You
second,
can pour a
spray
little
some
gas.
carb cleaner in there. Starter fluid.
Now, also, there's this whole thing of water and shit like that. You want?
We can run it for 30 seconds, but yeah, we can wait for now.
I don't really.
All right.
We'll wait till it's summer. We can hang its ass and do the usual.
All right.
Hopefully, maybe by then I'll have my hose.
Too bad
reel.
you can't take these off. Like, that sucks. That'd make your wiring that you have to do. I like how it wasn't even trying to get his face. It was getting his face.
Huh?
When you were doing that, watch. Do it again. Watch the square. Oh, you're not
the
on his
face
face
finder?
enough. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
the
trying to
little
get-
It'll pick.
finder was-
It's getting
yeah.
both.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
okay. I can aim the
Doesn't
camera
matter.
without the little
The point
squares
was
on
the
it.
puppy eyes because I want my hose reel because this bastard keeps buying boats and I gotta untangle the hose so we can test the.
When's the last time I bought a boat? This boat.
Yeah, this
which
boat.
you've been
Right,
bitching
right,
at me
right,
about
right.
having
And
parked here
every-
all winter.
Every summer we gotta test them and
Oh, you haven't seen what
so
this
come
is.
summertime.
You should show him.
It's not a boat.
You should show him your.
I'll be back.
Right, so basically you've got more shot cord in here.
Now, the other thing is because
The only difference is, that I was talking about, is that I actually have a piston that slides forward and stops against the nose cone. The nose cone's glued in, right?
well, in this case, it would come out. But
Why would it come out?
if you're talking gyrock, why are you messing with all this stuff? To me, the big thing about the gyrock is you got the fin straight on the way up, and move on the way down. And the simplest thing to do would have a lot of vent holes around the side and a burn thread here that controls the blades.